What is the point of poetry? Good question. Somebody once said, I think it was W.H. Auden said, that poetry makes nothing happen. And that's true in a way, that it's a celebration of language, but maybe doesn't achieve very much. But then you could say the same thing about cricket or table tennis or ballet, couldn't you? The same question applies. I think probably ultimately it's a celebration of language and a way of reflecting on life. It's a celebration of life, really, in all its fullness. And poems can be sad, happy, energizing, sexy, mysterious. So once you get into it, there's a lot more there than meets the eye. Where do the ideas come from? The inspiration is all around us. I mean, it's in the conversations we have with people and our interactions with people. It's in our daily lives. It's in the world. It's in current affairs. I get ideas from different places. Sometimes I'm trying to convey a mood or an emotion, and I'm trying to do that as accurately as I can. Or maybe sometimes it's a news story that I think is interesting and maybe grabs me in some way, and I'm trying to portray that in some way. It could be all sorts of different places, but like I say, it's all around us, really. I think it's just kind of having that mindset of being open to the inspiration that's there. Why don't the poems rhyme? There's a great lyric by Paul Simon where in one of his songs with Simon & Garfunkel where he says, words that tear and strain to rhyme. And sometimes if you try and write a poem that rhymes, you end up changing the meaning of what you're saying to fit in with the rhyme. And it's really difficult sometimes to write a rhyming poem. So I prefer to do non-rhyming poems because it just kind of gives a bit more freedom. I can take the lines wherever I want to without having to worry about making ham rhyme with jam and Sam. So it's a kind of a more liberating way of writing. Okay, what do I like about poetry? It's a way of expressing so many things about life into a piece of writing. So there's grief, there's sadness, there's joy, every conceivable emotion really can go into a poem. Sometimes they can be quite sinister, even slightly scary. Sometimes they tell a story, but usually it's a sense in which you identify with something that somebody's written and you go, yeah, there's a part of me that recognises what that person is saying. So it's a kind of a link in a way between one human being and another. So if you want to find out more, you can go to milessalter.co.uk and there's a wealth of information there. And there's bits and pieces to read and one or two videos and stuff. So do have a look at that website and feel free to drop me a line if you like. Thanks very much for having a watch and a listen.